Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to We the Panel, a Terrace House podcast, a podcast where we talk about the very first series of Terrace House, Boys and Girls Next Door. Hello there, my name is Jason, and here we are back again, the full panelist of what we got here for reviewing as we just watched episode 44 of Terrace House. Bye-bye, champion. But before we go into it and really just discuss what the heck we just saw, let's introduce the rest of our panel, please. Will do. Anyways, before we go, let me introduce you to our resident TikToker. What's up, Cheska? How ya been? Ooh, I see her in a different background again.
I mean, I'm on my bed. I just didn't want to sit on a squeaky chair. Which I still haven't fixed. You know, it's been months and didn't do anything about it.
Hey, no worries. You do you. It's all really, you. So go for it. It
is really me. Thank you.
Awesome. Keep that square chair squeaking.
I guess.
All right. And we got over here everyone's favorite Tim. Hey, Tim. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. It's just a lot of emotions right now. Just a lot of processing. But other than that, I am well.
Okay. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about this episode, but don't worry, man. We'll get through it together, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And last but not least, we got the guy sponsored by Levi's. Here is our guy, my guy.
That actually sponsored by Levi's.
How you doing, my Levi's guys?
Yeah. He's wearing a Levi's shirt for our audio listeners. Levi's, please sponsor us.
I mean, we'll take what we can get, I guess.
Hey, Levi's is a great company. Okay?
Whoa, what you got against Levi's?
Oh, I'm literally wearing their shirts. I have nothing against the Levi's brand. They have good jeans, I think. I don't know. I get my jeans from Old Navy. But anyways, I'm doing okay. Yeah, we just watched the episode and my goodness, it's a lot to take in. But before we get into that, Jay, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I've been chilling. Can't wait to get a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
I know we just watched this episode, but I watched in advance just because I really like Terrace House. But I was really I enjoyed it just seeing you guys react to what the waterworks just happened.
So many.
Yeah. But thanks for asking, James. Thank you.
Of course. But yeah, as Jay said, there were a lot of things that were happening, a lot of waterworks that happened in this episode. But before we get into the episode, Tim, I do believe that you do have a few announcements for us today.
I do have a few announcements to all of our lovelies listening on YouTube and on your podcast apps. We the Panel, a Terrace House podcast, can be found on all podcasting platforms. Yeah, all of them. So that's Google Podcasts, that's Spotify, that's Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcast from. And if you want to find out those other places where you can get our podcast, you can take a look at our Anchor. That's anchor.fm/we-the-panel. And if you want to keep up with all We the Panel stuff, you can take a look at our IG run by our sound and video editor, Mr. James himself. So thanks for listening, guys. And if you're on YouTube, down below, red button, maybe a bell, if you want. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. You got it all. Good job, man. But as we were saying before, we just watched Terrace House Boys and Girls Next Door, episode 44, titled Bye Bye Champion. And oh my god, guys, there's so much that happened this episode, and it's just insane. But the episode starts as it always does. You know, what happened last episode. In my notes, I literally just have Daiki, big sad. Daiki win fight. Daiki, big sad. Because that's what it was. You know, we find out that Daiki has something happening in his head. And then we also get to see Daiki win his big fight. But we also do get to see Miwako getting her big dub of the episode. And then we do find out that Daiki does have a cyst in his head. And he will not be able to box anymore. And the episode actually starts right where it stopped last episode. Back at the sports clinic, where the doctor is just explaining to Daiki a few more things. And how if Daiki were to continue boxing, there is the potential that he could lose his life. And Daiki asks, like, hey, could I get brain surgery? And the doctor says, yeah, of course you can. But that's not going to allow him to kickbox. And at this point, Daiki's let everything go. The man is bawling his eyes out. It is such an emotional scene. And it even cuts to, not the entire panel, but just to Tori-chan. And she's crying, and Yu's crying, and just a lot of emotions just to start off the episode. So after that, we do get to see Daiki going back to the gym, back to the Target gym where he works, where he trains, basically where he spends his entire life. And he goes to the coach's office, and the coach tells him that he heard about everything from the doctor. And the coach is like, hey, like, you should have told me this earlier. Because as not just his coach, but as his mentor, as his agent, as someone who just cares for him, he would have given more precautions. He should have given more precautions, because Daiki's last fight was probably Daiki's biggest risk that he could have taken.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily he was okay. But once again, just like a lot of emotions. And yeah, what were your like gut reactions to seeing all of that stuff? Like, obviously it was kind of the same thing as what happened at the end of last episode. But to me, it felt a little different because we really got to see Daiki kind of break down as he was talking with the doctor, and even just kind of like the emotion that we felt between Daiki and his coach. So like, yeah, what was your reactions to that?
Sad.
Yeah.
Big sad.
Yeah, like all of our analysis from last episode were like, this is something he's worked for his entire life for. And now we have definitive like answers of like, no, he can't. There's no workaround. There's no surgery. There's no anything. Like, this is just something he can never do again. Which sucks.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't prepared to be that emotional today. But then seeing Daiki cry was like, oh, it's time. I guess 2 minutes in, it's time for me to get extremely emotional today. It's fine. But like, I think it really hit me more because like, I mean, we're recording this podcast in the middle of the Olympic Games right now. So it's like, you see all of these athletes, even if they lose, you see them break down. So it's just like seeing Daiki break down too. It's like, it's adding all the emotions from the Olympics. And I was like, I'm not ready, but I guess we're going through it right now. But I don't know. How about you, Jay?
It's really unfortunate that, you know, it came to this.
Yeah.
It was just more like, yeah, we saw Daiki actually break down. I think when the doctor really said, no, you can't, there's really no way for you to come back to fight like from this. And that emotion itself was just like, oh man, you felt it. He tried to really reason it out. If I do the surgery, would it work? And of course the doctor's like, you could do surgery, but you still can't fight. So it's just like, man, and more throughout the episode, it hits more and more because he describes more about like his past, his basically, yeah, like his whole life is fighting and it's been taken away. So it's like, what do you do? And like, we're seeing Daiki at like such a vulnerable moment, which is great TV, unfortunately. Like I can't like, oh my god, I can't wait to see more of it. But just like it's heart wrenching. So
yeah.
it's hard. Yeah, I'm sad. It's a sad. Yeah, sad.
It's like he went through like, that 7 stages of grief in a matter of minutes.
Oh yeah.
Like that's how I don't know. I mean, like I don't really fully know what the stages of grief are. I know
5?
bargaining.
So it's denial.
Know.
It's denial, anger, bargaining,
acceptance.
Sadness, and then acceptance.
I think he went through bargaining a lot in this episode.
Well, in the beginning, yeah, but he did not get angry. He did not get angry.
Okay, so he went through like 3 out of the 5 stages.
I feel like we can revisit this at the end of the episode because as we see, there is a lot of different scenes with Daiki in it that we can kind of break down more and then revisit these 5 stages of grief at the end of the episode.
Got it.
But
spoiler alert, he didn't complete it.
Yeah. But on a lighter note, I guess, we do get back to the house where we see Miwako and Midori going to the guy's room to see Yosuke to talk about a surprise birthday party for Tecchan. And they brought up this really good idea of inviting Hana and some of the other older members, some more exciting than others, but we will get to it. Because before that, we do see Tecchan going to the theater to rehearse for his show. Oh my gosh, guys, we got to see his show and we'll talk about it. But later that day, the girls and Yosuke go to see Tecchan's show. Sadly, Daiki was feeling kind of under the weather, so he wasn't able to go, but the rest of them were. And yeah, we got to see Tecchan's show. And my goodness, there are a lot of things that we can take away from this, I feel. Like, the show, how did the show start, guys? Jay, how did the show start?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
just
right?
The quietest, like... But yeah, it was
a comedy. Like, it was a comedy. And I was like, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was great. There was really funny moments coming, and we got to see Tecchan in a crown and a cape bursting through the classroom door and like frantically talking with whoever the character is. I don't know, everything's kind of lost in translation for us, but it was funny and the crowd is reacting. The crowd is actually laughing. I felt like he might have had like some comedic timing down, which is really good. And realistically, in my notes, all I have is, oh my god, wait, he's funny?
Okay.
Right? Because think about it. Think about the Tecchan that we know, especially throughout the seasons that we've seen. And the Tecchan that we see in the show, even though we only maybe saw the first little bit of the show and then the very ending of the show, but it felt like we saw a new side of Tecchan. Right?
True. I mean, yeah, I see that. I think this was his best acting performance out of all of the ones that we've seen so far. So that's good. I remember we were all trying to give him acting tips as if he we were watching this in real time. But I think if he were to watch this in real time, I think he followed all of our acting tips. So solid.
So he did listen to us.
He did listen to us.
Well, he was in the podcast for a couple episodes.
Oh,
right?
yeah, he was.
He really was.
And he was wearing the exact same fit.
Yeah.
He even had like the exact same pose.
Yeah, like for like 30 minutes, he was just talking with the same pose.
Yeah. Almost as if it was a picture, but we know it wasn't, right?
No,
yeah, he was there.
He was actually there. Yeah.
But I think Taechan's found his niche. I think he's not good as a serious actor. Like a dramatic actor,
Yet.
Maybe so far in his repertoire, he's pretty good as that comedic
relief character.
Yeah, genre.
Yeah.
I think he did great. He hit those spots, he delivered the jokes, on a good time. So
also, So far, theater acting is a pretty good medium for him to work with. The film side of it, still a little bit rocky, but theater is going well.
Yeah. Things are looking up for Tecchan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Finally, because I haven't seen him in a while, so.
I know.
Yeah. I feel like the theater was a good choice for him because, the whole thing with theater is that like you're not just acting, you're kind of overreacting or you're overacting.
Yeah.
So that kind of let Tecchan just go off, go limitless with his character. Whereas when we saw him doing the more kind of serious character with the whatever that biking show was, Last Cinderella,
Oh,
that one,
yeah.
it made him just feel kind of monotone, right? And I don't think he was really able to grasp the idea of like overacting to make it look like acting. But on the stage, you really have to do that to get your stuff across. And I feel like that worked, plus the genre. It just, this was by far like Tecchan's best performance.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got to see the show and he was funny. So then after that, we do get to the house where we see some of the members prepping for Tecchan's party. And it was amazing. They had a whole meal. I'm kind of bummed out because they didn't show off the food more. Like they had one little shot of it for maybe like a second and a half, but they made a lot of food and it looked really good from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And surprise, surprise, Hana was there. Honestly, I didn't even see her. I didn't even notice her until they highlighted her.
No. I literally said in our watch party call, I was like, "Oh, hi, Hana," and you did not hear anything.
Yeah,
you didn't even notice.
That's how sad y'all were.
Honestly, though, like, oh my gosh, there's so many emotions. But yeah, so Hana was there. It was amazing. Tecchan showed up. He was super surprised. They sang happy birthday. He was able to have his first legal drink.
Heck yeah.
So congrats to him for that. And then whoop-de-doo.
I love how you have to highlight first legal drink.
Yeah,
Sorry,
of course. Because it's his first legal drink.
Yeah, legal drink. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Tim.
Yeah.
They asked him, so Tecchan, how's it taste? He's like, wow, it's like I've never had this.
He was like,
legal now.
It's a bit bitter.
Yeah. Never tried this before. Okay.
But yeah, and as the party's going, as the feelings are high, like you'll never guess who shows up next.
I manifested it, guys. I'm telling you.
I hate you. You said his name too many times. He's like
Projected it.
I did project it. I did.
It was none other than We the Panel's most infamous character, Masato.
Okay, here's the thing. You know how
Cheska,
I did it from the beginning? I was like, I don't like him. Now it's like, I love this guy because of how you guys react to whenever he shows up on our screens. It's so funny. I get the best reactions out of you guys. That's great.
No.
Yo, side note, you know how he came in, right, guys? It's like he lives there. Ringing doorbell. Remember, he kept the key. He kept the key.
The sheer audacity of this guy.
He came in literally like, oh, boom, boom, boom. What's that noise?
It's not like I'm home or anything.
He's like, what's up, losers? Oh, hey, Tecchan, happy B-Day. Oh, and who do we have here?
Oh, yeah.
There's food.
Wait.
Speaking of that, right? As much as we bag on Masato as much as we possibly can when he shows up,
yes,
it seems that we've gained a bit of depth in this character because we learned some new information about him and Midori because they used to date. And
I love
4 years ago. 4 years ago, they used to date.
As soon as everyone hears it, everyone's just shocked. Tecchan's like, oh, Miyoko's like, whoa, and Yosuke's shaking, bro. Like, I don't have a cup on me, but this, like, his hands are just, like, literally, he's like, oh. It was so, man, if there was a time to get behind Masato, now's the time because the character is gaining a little bit of depth. Him and Midori
when
gaining a
he's
little bit
off the show. Why does he get screen time?
No, regardless if he's in the house or not, he gives pretty good content for us.
But he's off the show.
Is this the most interesting aspect of Masato that we've seen up to this point?
Honestly, yes.
And his ex is currently a housemate.
Oh,
You can't write that. Like,
No, you
You
can't.
really
you
can't.
can't. And oh my goodness, that gave me like so much American reality TV vibes. And I was like, thank you. Thank you, Masato. Never thought I would say that.
because you have to apply to get into Terrace House, right?
Yeah.
So imagine if like Midori just puts on her like application, Masato's ex, just puts it in there. Oh, that would have been.
Damn.
Oh,
She really could have though.
she could have.
She
I mean
definitely
that
could've.
she would. I mean, she said she watched the show, so I'd only assume she saw who was on
Yeah.
before.
Yo.
Oh.
You know, this really fits Midori's character as well, you know, with the whole thing of her and her relationship problems. Like, of course, one of the past members was her ex-boyfriend, you know, because, like, of course.
If
Right.
Yeah, chaos attracts chaos.
Honestly, after finding out what about them two, I was like, I really like Midori. Just
What? This girl,
Wow.
that's good. It's
Wow.
enveloping in her darkness.
Hey, no. This is just to fulfill my American reality TV void that I've been experiencing with Terrace House, because obviously this is a Japanese show and we're not going to get that American drama, but we got it today. And I was like, thank you.
So-
Thank you, Midori. Thank you, Masato. You guys gave me drama. I love every single minute of it.
Oh, boy.
That was kind of pretty
Right.
tame. I kind of wanted to see more. I wanted to see a backstory explanation of some kind there.
Oh, I mean, if they had like those, what is it? Those confessionals that they usually do. So much more content. But
Imagine a Terrace House confessional. Like, I don't know what people would say.
I feel like it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't
I feel
work.
like it wouldn't work, right?
No.
Yeah, because the whole thing about Terrace House, like, is that it's open. Like,
Yeah.
It is
you have-
open, yeah.
You have a problem, people aren't cleaning, like family meeting or house meeting. Everyone, like, go to the dinner table and let's talk it out like adults.
Exactly. But also, you know, who knows? You know, maybe we will learn a little bit more about this past relationship. Probably not, but like, it could happen.
I don't know. We keep saying this should be his last,
I
His
know.
last
I mean,
time.
okay, let's be
and
real.
he's gonna be like, and I guess Tecchan and Masato are still tight, even though they don't talk. I don't know. I guess they fixed that off screen, but at this point, it's just like I guess he's probably like a neighbor's. I don't know. What does he do?
He lives right next door to Terrace House.
Maybe I don't know. There is a beach nearby.
Oh.
Catch your boy surfing.
I mean, okay, let's be real. We kind of manifested this from the beginning because one of the episodes that we labeled was he's never gonna leave.
Because he's truly
We
never
already
gonna
put that in the world, and I don't think he's ever gonna leave. At this point.
we keep talking about how Tecchan's gonna have the longest tenure in the house. Realistically,
It's
Sato never left.
exactly.
He's not leaving. What are you talking about?
God.
oh boy. But anyways, before we get too off the rails, as we always do, we do also get to see Tecchan in the party. They have a big cake for him. He blows out the cake. Simultaneously, there are scenes that are kind of intertwining with this party, but I wanted to just get all of Tecchan's party through. So yeah, he blows the cake, and yeah, everything's going well. You know, everyone's having fun, but the one big thing that's missing from this party is Daiki. So where is Daiki? Right, that's the big question. We actually cut back to the gym after Daiki talked to his coach. He's kind of just sitting in the gym cleaning his gloves for what may or may not be the last time, where his teammate comes in, the heavyweight. I forgot his name. It's like Raomaru or something like that. He comes in.
R.
Yeah, it starts with an R. So yeah, he runs into Daiki, and Daiki's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a sec?" And that is where Daiki tells him that he has to retire from boxing. And oh man, it's we're back to the emotions, because it just felt so much like a TV show because of what they were saying back and forth to each other, right? It was so dramatic that like his teammate on the verge of tears is like, "Hey, like, man, like that's horrible, because I wanted us to wear our championship belts together, and Daiki was a newly crowned champion just before retiring, and his teammate is second in his division, so he was basically en route to getting a championship, and now that can't really happen. Daiki's retiring, so they can't both be champions at the same time anymore." So as they're talking, the teammate asks Daiki if he's going to be quitting like the gym and everything, and luckily Daiki said that he can still work there. But once again, emotions flying high, where Daiki, there's a quote here that I put in my notes where Daiki says, "Now there's nothing for me to strive towards." Like, that is insane. It's so it's just so much for a guy that, as we said earlier, it was someone that even back to like his primary school days, like the only thing on his mind was combat sports. This was what he wanted to do, and this is what he basically committed his life to. And now that that's gone, he doesn't know what to do next. So because of the state that Daiki was in, he didn't want to celebrate Tecchan's birthday. He didn't want to bring the mood down. So instead of going home, him and his teammate spent the night hanging out together. So I don't want to be asking the same questions here as I did earlier in the episode, but like, what were your gut reactions to this conversation between him and his teammate? Because it just felt very vulnerable to me, at least, and it was a very emotional scene.
So the way the episode was shot was that you had a really happy milestone moment for Tecchan, and you had like an end of the journey moment for or a really sad milestone moment for Daiki, and like, you know, it was flipping back and forth, so it was just juxtaposed, and it was so jarring.
Yeah.
The juxtaposition of how they put it was really well, because you felt happy, but because Tecchan finally, you know, nailed something he was been working so hard for, because he was on the down, Daiki was on the up for this last fight.
Oh yeah.
And then now you really see it when it's side by side, that like now Daiki's like down low and Tecchan's up there, and it's hard to it really puts you in Daiki's shoes, right? Because like, you're sad about one thing, but you really want to be supportive and happy for your friend, but you know, you can't turn off your own feelings like that. So it really made me relate to what he was going through.
I mean, I was thinking about Daiki's friend the most, because he really stayed strong for Daiki, and then once Daiki left, you just see him like crying, breaking down away from Daiki, because he needs to be there.
He needs to be the strong one.
Yeah, he needs to be the strong one for Daiki, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I felt that, because like I've done that, and I'm pretty sure like we've all done that before, being the strong friend for someone, and then if it's like a really tough situation, then like we would end up like either breaking down or just like being really stressed out over it. It's like you want to be there for your friend, but it's like, damn, like, I don't know. It's like, it's just a lot. Yeah. And I really like how they filmed Tecchan Tecchan and Daiki scenes together because, like, they did switch. Like Tim said, they switched. Now Daiki sadly is on the lower point of his career, and Tecchan is heading to the higher point of his career. So like it's crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the contrast in scenes was definitely like very noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how we would get the high of Tecchan like blowing out his cake. But then as soon as he finishes blowing out his cake, we cut to Daiki, who's like bawling his eyes out, telling his teammate about everything that happened. Like, it was very well done. Mm-hmm. And this episode as a whole really just kind of took us on a bit of an emotional roller coaster. But I felt like it's not like this type of thing, but it was like low, very high. And then we would just stoop all the way down to the ground again.
Up and down because...
Yeah.
One's low, one's high. Switch. Yeah.
Jay, what'd you think?
I like how we're getting the perspectives of how his Daiki's friends is coping with these news, especially in a fighter's perspective. I think that was really intriguing because he said it like, no one else really gets it. If you really later on throughout the episode, we'll find out more about it, right? Like, in terms of how the housemates are gonna find out about it, right? Because eventually you're gonna say it. But the fact that he told it to his fighter buddy, you could really feel like there is that understanding no one else really gets unless you're a fighter. So that was just like really, I enjoyed that part. So yeah, he had to be strong. There wasn't even a need to say, oh, can I hang out with you tonight? Why? It's just like unwritten code. Like, I get it, man. No worries. I got you. Like, I think I really enjoyed that. But again, yeah, it is intriguing that, the highs of Tecchan is covered up with the lows of our fighter buddy. It's sad, but again, a great episode. I'm trying to think of other Terrace House episodes that are kind of like this, but it's been so long and it's kind of like, this is some juicy content.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, I'm trying to think of other meaningful events in other Terrace Houses. Like, there hasn't really been like this. Like, this kind of this kind of event. Other than there's something in the what, Boys and Girls in the City or something like that. But still, I wouldn't think of that. It's just like, man.
Okay, here's a question for both you and James, since you guys watched all of Terrace House. Do you think it's because they've hit a formula that they can't really show quote unquote juicy content anymore?
To me, this is a really hard question to answer because so Jay and I have both watched all of the rest of Terrace House basically, but it's been a while.
Oh.
Right? I started watching Terrace House maybe 3-4 years ago, I want to say. And I'm not the type to continuously rewatch shows. That's just not me as a person. Right. Mm-hmm. I've tried, and the fact that it's I will already know where this person goes will kind of turn me off from the show. But yeah, the fact that I haven't watched, as an example, the first one that I watched, which was Opening New Doors, I haven't watched that since 2017, maybe 2018. Kind of makes it hard for me to remember everything, especially considering where we are now. It's been a year and a half, 2 years since the last new episode of Terrace House. So it's kind of hard to remember, but as a general idea of the formula of Terrace House, and if that has kind of affected the content itself, I'm not going to say yes, but at the same time, I'm not going to say no, because I feel like it's not a formula situation, but it's more of an awareness type situation, because being the first season of Terrace House, no one knew how big this was going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you get into the later seasons and there are some people that are literally just there to get their name out. To be like, hey, I want to be on this cool show because I want to start my rap career or something like that, you know? So I feel like from there, things just become less, not less genuine, but more the sense that like people's intentions are different, which make me not connect to them as much as I have with this season. But that could also just be me, or it could also just be a recency bias. But that's what I think, at least.
I think since they started to realize what is juicy and how the show is later on, I do agree that there became a formula in like how to cast these people. Again, it's like the first thing, right? The first series, and I think that's what it makes it so even more genuine, because it's like anything can really happen. Because later on, they're kind of like, oh yeah, honestly, it's like I'm a model part-time, but I do something else on the side. And yeah, James is right. Some of them, like, you for sure, but like, are they even trying to be like a housemate? Or are they just trying to get their name out? Because, and it really shows on their actions throughout the show.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But I think it's just like, I'm trying to remember, like, again, there may be like one in Aloha State, but there has been a lot where it's like dreams come true in the show, which is great. But like nothing in this magnitude where it's like your dreams over.
Got crushed.
Like
demolished.
I could think of other things, but like this is like at least those other events, they could continue doing something like it. Let's just say they didn't get an audition, or they didn't make a team, or they didn't do that. This one's like, you can't fight, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, I see. Because like just from all the reality TV shows that I've seen and the ones that lasted for like 10 years, like you can tell that they've had a formula probably after 2 to 3 seasons in of the show, and then they kept going with it. That's why I was kind of curious if that was the same with Terrace House, because it's a Japanese TV show. I don't know too much about Japanese TV shows, so
yeah, I think it's in general, like it's like if it's selling, why are you changing it? Continue with that, right? Milk that until it's out of the money. Again, it's a business in the end, unfortunately. But yeah, like imagine The Bachelor, like
oh my god,
that is so system, like by the
from
book.
season 1.
Yeah, like give them a rose, but tell them about like the other, like it's like to a science at this point. It's so like, don't get me wrong, it's great. It's great TV. It's just they know what hits. Like,
okay, how about like America's Got Talent? You know that the people with the sob story usually make it pretty far in the competition.
Yep.
And
really?
Yeah.
Usually, like probably like around live shows for not just America's Got Talent, but like for American Idol, for The Voice. It's like they reach to like they passed their auditions because they had a sob story. But, after that, it's like, it's actually based on talent and based on people's votes, and like that's what I noticed with formulas on reality TV.
Oh yeah, I can see it a lot with America's Got Talent. Oh my goodness. I may sound heartless, but okay, they can sing and they have a sad story, but like, okay, I get it. I don't know.
It's reached the point where it's like, so like you have that, like you can sing, you have that sob story. Here's a line of other people that basically have the same thing at this point.
Yeah.
Feels manufactured.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah, throughout, in summary, later on in the seasons of Terrace House, it felt more manufactured compared to this one. Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit. Yeah. Great question though. That's a really big question to think about. But yeah, I'll talk about this last scene and then we will get going. So we get back to the house. Mm-hmm.
No, he just put we the panel through hand side.
Because I saw this and I thought you were like, can we stop?
No, like we the
okay.
panel.
Okay, got you.
My bad.
Okay, I'll cut that. Don't worry. Okay, ready in 3, 2. So yeah, we get back to the house. I think it's a day later, and Yosuke and Tecchan are in the room. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but Tecchan was holding the guitar, playing a little bit of Wonderwall by Oasis, doing his thing.
He had a guitar?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I think he was borrowing Yosuke's guitar.
Oh.
Yeah. He's doing a bossa nova cover of what's that song? Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, no, I heard nothing.
Yeah, no, it was nothing. It was nothing.
I heard little think think. Oh, chat. Oh, someone's home.
Yeah, no, it was nothing. It was nothing. But anyways, that's not the point of the scene. The point of the scene is Tecchan's worried about Daiki, because of course he is. He's his best friend. And yeah, he's worried about Daiki not coming home. And almost as if it was made to be like this, Daiki comes home. And yeah, so Daiki's home and he's like, okay, I need to explain something to you guys. Are the girls home? If they are, can we all meet in the kitchen? So they all meet in the kitchen, and that is where Daiki tells his housemates that he cannot box anymore. And the entire time that Daiki was explaining this, it cuts to Daiki and then it cuts to Tecchan. Right? The rest of the house is there. But it's Daiki, then Tecchan.
The
Then
romance.
Daiki, then Tecchan. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Tecchan is here. He's bawling his eyes out. And understandably so, like we've been saying it all episode, but everyone's crying, especially Tecchan. And as I said earlier, Daiki said that his entire life up until that point was combat sports. So now he doesn't know what to do. However, there is a slight little silver lining to this news, because due to Daiki not really knowing what to do with his life anymore, until he finds out what to do, he's going to be staying in the house.
Yay!
Yes. Yeah, he gets to stay.
Mm-hmm. And he said it in a really cute way too, because after saying like he wants to stay in the house, he's like, okay, yeah, I'm not as tough as I am, and I can't really take care of you, so I'm asking you, like, can you guys please take care of me?
Aww.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
So sweet. So sweet. Oh my gosh. But yeah, once again, like, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, because we've basically been saying how sad it is that Daiki can't box anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it felt like with Tecchan in particular, right? Because if you consider the relationship that they've had the entire time, and we've been talking about the whole episode about how they're just like alternating at this point. It's kind of crazy that that this is the situation that we've been put in, right? So actually, I do have a question for you guys, because as we know, Daiki wasn't there for Tecchan's birthday. Was that the right call for Daiki to do?
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe that was the right call for Daiki. He needed to process it.
Even
he was going through
if
grief.
It meant not texting Tecchan, because I think he said that too, that he didn't text Tecchan at all. There was no communication between all of them.
I think a courtesy text would have been at least nice. Hey, something came up. I really got to take care of this or something. But at the same time, I think Daiki didn't want him to worry. But also at the same time, regardless, he's going to worry because he's acting out of character, and a good friend and a good bro would know that, which Tecchan did. So yeah, there's no right way to play that, because he had to deal with it the way he had to deal with it, right? It's like if somebody's family member passed away, you can't really hold a lot of their actions, because they got to process a lot of grief all at once. So yeah.
It's a pretty valid reason why he would miss out on Tecchan's birthday. And obviously they understood. So there's no hard feelings towards it. Side note, can I mention all the songs that I only thought of 2 songs that were playing in my head when Daiki was making his speech? Okay, the first song, I Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt, that was playing in the background. I think the second song was This Woman's Work by Maxwell.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. And I was
true.
like, and that's where I got emotional because these songs were playing in my head. And I was like, why did I do this to myself? Because it wasn't part of the editing. It was my own brain saying, be sad in the last 2 minutes.
I was just seeing memes because because Daiki is right. Like he's explaining it, but then he's like, "So do you guys like mind if I stay in the house?" And then all I think it was like that Wolf of Wall Street meme where Leonardo DiCaprio's just like, "I'm staying, and everyone starts cheering. That's awesome.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh.
We're like, I'm not leaving. No, that's it. Yeah, I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. Yeah,
that
that's it.
scene where it's like, you have to leave, man. I'm not That's what you saw?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
I can see it now. It's like, yeah, I can't fight anymore. And now I said I'm gonna leave. But I'm staying
Yeah.
because I don't know what to do.
Oh no.
Maybe he'll do firefighting. You know.
Oh.
Ain't that a risk for his head too?
Not as much as getting purposely punched in the face.
I guess so.
Well, he can't live his life with fear, right? He'll be fine
Right.
as long as, like you said, he'll be healthy as long as there's no like hits to the head.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
You
That
can
is
also
true.
opt for the surgery. Right?
But
It's not
yeah,
like he can fight again, but like he could get rid
But
of
he
that
doesn't have to
risk
like
in
worry.
general.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about
Yeah.
the cyst. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, but really, yeah, I think it was a valid reason to not show up. He wasn't in the right mindset. Even he probably like he couldn't even text. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is understandable.
It's just like, but at the same time, since it's so out of character, people did kind of like, what the heck's going on? Especially like at a moment of Tecchan. So it's kind of like it's like choose your battles, I guess. But he clarified it. Like,
Mhm.
imagine Tecchan be like, so is that why you couldn't go to my birthday?
That would be horrible.
Imagine like he became so petty about it. Like I understand you can't fight anymore, but it was my 20th
birthday.
My time.
yeah, you'd love that, Cheska, huh? You would love
I
that.
would love it. I would literally just stand up. My jaw would be dropped. And I was like, yes.
No.
And he goes through the fourth wall and looks straight at the camera. So yeah, this guy didn't even do my birthday party.
Like,
And then you see everyone else in the house is like, I can't believe he did that.
Yeah.
You
Oh
missed
my
out on Tecchan's 20th birthday.
you're like, you weren't there for my first drink.
Yeah. And they're like, the reason of him not going to this party better be a great reason. Then you're like, dun, like, you know, like.
And then that's where Bonnie Raitt's music will pop up. And then you see everyone crying. And then the confessional's like, okay, it all makes sense now.
And scene. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
We should be TV producers, guys. I'm telling you right now.
We the Panel
Make
Productions.
Yes.
the Panel Productions.
Oh boy, yeah. No, it was. It made sense though. It made sense for Tecchan, for Daiki to do what he did. But yeah, from there, after Daiki's whole confession to everything, that's where the episode ends, and we cut to the panelists. They're all crying because, of course, they are. Actually, I feel like Tori-chan wasn't crying because she basically cried the entire episode. That she was like
True.
out of tears.
True.
But yeah, so now that we know everything that's happened, and now that we know that Daiki's staying, what do you guys think is going to happen next?
A montage of Daiki trying to do things.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do I have a passion for gardening? Let's find out.
Wait.
What if he works at the gardening
Yeah.
shop?
That's what I'm saying.
To find himself. He meets
You know, the
Miyazaki-san.
yeah, the guy who owns it gives great life advice.
That's true.
He also
Or-
has a great set of hair.
Yes, he does.
True, yes.
Silver locks.
Imagine there's like a scene of him and Tecchan working together. It's like, see, it's not so bad.
That'd be so cute, dude. Oh man.
Yeah.
Wait, or remember when Tecchan went to like different like his housemates' jobs or school or whatever?
Mhm.
What if Daiki does the same thing? Like he goes to Tecchan's like rehearsals. He goes to I don't know, Midori's temp work, whatever she does. Like
Follows
Yosuke.
around Yosuke.
Yeah.
Well, like
Well,
holding his cameras and
yeah, like
lenses
that.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Yosuke's
cool.
like, so like I take pictures, but like I play guitar. I'm all right at it, but I'm not gonna say I'm good at it. And he's like,
Rina
So-
teaches Daiki to sing.
yeah, like
Ooh.
I'd like
like-
to see.
yeah, it's a
Daiki
very
sing.
situational, like Daiki doing things.
Will Miwako take advantage
That,
of the
oh,
situation?
I hope she doesn't.
And-
It's not.
like-
She's over Daiki.
Is now the
Is
perfect
she?
time.
Is
Yes.
she?
He's at the
Yes.
lowest of lows. He needs
When
someone
he
to give
said
him love.
When he said that, I swear I wanted to throw my phone at the screen because I'm like, I don't like that.
Oh,
That's why he's
Edna
there.
Mode? When Edna Mode said
When,
it?
yeah, when
Yeah,
when
Edna Mode was
Yamachan
like,
said it.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The king himself. That's why he's there.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, you know what? I agree with you. You can drop dead for the day, come back tomorrow.
But like, I could see that though. It would
What,
make
Miwako?
some kinda, yeah. I could see like how the whole situation and Daiki like trying to reevaluate everything in his life, and then like I don't know, there's a lot of feelings and emotions in the air right now. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I would lose
yes.
so much respect for Miwako if she like actually makes moves towards Daiki at this like fragile time of
But
his life.
Else
But as someone who loves the drama
For the
and loves the
drama?
tea,
for the
Fine.
drama.
For the drama,
That's
fine.
not her character, guys.
I know it's not. It's not.
It's really
out
not.
of place.
Not.
She's so wholesome and like she looks so cute wearing that band when she was listening to Daiki. Say he can't fight. Sorry. Yeah, just so out of character, but man, we would
Okay,
love
okay.
it.
Maybe
would love
maybe
it.
she doesn't
Yes.
put on the moves, but maybe like she wants to be there and be supportive of Daiki and her
oh, she
being
will.
that
She probably
pillar.
will.
Her being that pillar of like stability changes
Oh.
something in his mind.
Oh.
Lo and behold, Miwako from Terrace House is no longer
Oh.
Miwako from Terrace House.
Oh.
She's Miwako from
No, think about it first and then say it.
Sorry, are you saying she's gonna make
Yeah.
him another bento box?
Maybe. No, this is her way. She won't do it the Hana way through like
Mhm.
feeding him. Oh.
Okay.
I've seen a
What?
K drama like this. Not gonna lie. It took 16 episodes.
Oh boy.
yeah.
just for a kiss.
No,
And
that
each
sounds about
episode
right.
was an hour. Now, Terrace House math, it's looking rough for Miwako.
No, but she's thriving career wise. she's thriving.
career wise, she's thriving.
I think she's gonna leave then. There's nothing really left.
Ooh.
True.
I think she's
Not
gonna be more
yet.
serious about work. I don't know. I thought when she that closure with Daiki was just like another like a stepping stone of like what else is there to do here?
Mhm.
Get Daiki.
Yeah.
Oh, if they do, I have a lot of words.
I would want to see it just for the chaos.
Just for the content.
Yeah.
Is one of the words
Ew.
The opening to the play.
Oh my gosh. Well, I thought I had predictions, but the idea of a montage of Daiki finding work just it fits so well in my head.
Mhm.
But I feel like Daiki needs more time to grieve.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like it's not going to happen right away, but eventually that is going to happen. In terms of what's going to happen next episode, we didn't see too much with Yosuke and
Midori.
Rina and Midori.
oh
So hopefully something with that. Just anything with them, just because the focus has been on Daiki and Tecchan, which is great. I love them being the focus, but it's just so much emotion.
True.
My heart can't take it right now.
I think if they're aiming for a tamer episode, which I think is going to happen, I think they're going to focus more on Rina and Yosuke. But if they're going to keep the chaos and the drama happening, they're going to aim it at Midori for sure.
Oh boy.
And a surprise visit from...
Say it.
No, I'm not saying
Oh my god, they
his
start
name.
dating again?
Oh my god. I want to know what happened. I really want to know.
But
They
her-
dumped too.
No, you don't.
No.
her simp boyfriend though.
Oh, they're still dating?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
See, you don't know.
Supposedly, but what if Masato shakes that boat?
Damn.
Rocks that boat.
Oh.
By
That's
surfing beside the
crazy.
boat.
He's just paddling out there on his surfboard.
He's like, yeah, he's actually
Rock the boat.
wakeboarding.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
just like,
God.
what's up, losers? Oh,
Yeah.
Tecchan.
Oh boy. All
Okay.
right. Well, any other predictions?
I think.
Yeah, I think we're all gussied out, man. It was a lot. This episode was a lot.
A lot of tears.
Yeah, and as much as I would love to talk about the 5 stages of grief, I feel like now is a great time for us to end the episode.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
before we end the episode, of course, Tim is back with a few more announcements to make.
Yes, I do. And those announcements are to all of our lovelies listening right now on whatever platform. We the Panel, a Terrace House podcast, can be found on all podcasting platforms. That's right here on YouTube. That's right here on Spotify. That's right here anywhere. And if you want to find out where we are, you can take a look at our anchor.fm/we-the-panel. And if you see that brown background with the gray house, that's us. And to keep up with all things We the Panel, you can take a look at our personal Insta linked down below, run by our very own editor, Mr. James himself. So thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, everything. With that,
Mhm.
give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Download our episodes. That stuff actually helps a lot. So, do all that kind of stuff, and you'll be kept up and caught up with everything We the Panel. So, of course, we do also have our own personal plugs. So we start, as always, with everyone's favorite TikToker, our resident TikToker, Cheska. Let them know where we can find you on the internet.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Cheska Camille _. Apparently my niche is for sure on TikTok, musical theater. If you want me to rate.
It is. I saw that list of male
voices.
male voices. Your
Voices.
top
I
10
need
male
to-
voices. I agree with the top 5, at least. I saw it yesterday. and I
We'll
was
talk about this. We'll talk about this.
We'll
after.
talk about this in length.
After we record this, we're talking about it.
Okay.
But yes, you can find me if you love musical theater on TikTok. So yes.
Yeah, and of course, we have everyone's favorite Tim. Tim, let us know where we can find you on the internet, my good sir.
Well, to all our lovelies, you can find me right here on We the Panel, Terrace House Podcast. But you can also find me on my personal Insta, link down below, Twitch, which I play video games every now and then, link down below, and my YouTube, link down below. Yeah, give me a follow if you want.
All right, and of course, we have our not so silver-haired fox, Jay. Jay, I can see a Switch back there. You playing Switch lately?
Ooh.
Oh, yes, I am. Pokemon Unite just came out. So
There it is.
if you guys are playing, let me know.
I should probably get that.
It's
You
pretty
should.
fun, and it's pay to win, of course.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty.
But it's fun. Don't get me wrong. Other than that, I'm on Instagram and in Twitch. Yeah. That's it. How can we find you, James, and to
Yes.
the internet?
Oh yeah, you can find me on all my links down below. It'll be my YouTube, it'll be my Instagram. I don't know if my TikTok's up there anymore. It might be, it might not be. Who knows?
Hey, follow James on TikTok.
James is on TikTok.
Yo. Hey, I like your covers.
Oh, thanks, man.
I like his
Wow.
covers.
But yeah, you can just follow me on all of those stuff. And yeah, if not, you'll catch me playing Pokemon Unite as well. So there it is.
Okay, I guess I have to get it now.
I guess so.
You really do. You really do.
It's free.
Yeah, add my friend code. But yeah, once again, from myself, James, Cheska, Tim, and Jay from We the Panel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. Sleep warmly, y'all.
Yo.
There it is.